This episode was brought to you by Locali. Looking for that perfect spot where every guest is treated like family? Welcome to Locali Restaurant in Little Silver, where family recipes meet elevated Italian cuisine. From hand-tossed Neapolitan pizzas to mouth-watering chicken parm, fresh seafood, and perfectly cooked steaks, every bite tells a story generations in the making. Relax on their year-round patio, enjoy a craft cocktail from their full bar, or let them bring the flavor to you with catering for any occasion. Locali Restaurant, family-owned, family-inspired, and always unforgettable. Mention Food Czar Podcast to get 10% off any takeout order. Visit Locali in Little Silver or online at localinj.com. This episode is brought to you by Livingston Car Wash. Since 1966, Livingston Car Wash has been a trusted name for quality car care in our community. Family owned and operated, it's now led by Paul Ritter, a proud Livingston resident dedicated to delivering exceptional service. From exterior washes and full service detailing to windshield chip repair and paintless dent removal, their team handles it all with precision and care. Conveniently located at the Route 10 Circle in Livingston and open 7 days a week, Livingston Car Wash combines decades of expertise with a genuine commitment to the community. Drive clean, drive local, drive with confidence. Livingston Car Wash.
This is Behind the Counter.
Behind the Counter
with the Food Czar. Here's Heidi.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Counter with the Food Czar, which is me, Heidi Blum. And today I have the greatest honor to sit with someone who has way more energy than I do, who is probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and is a superstar on social media and a superstar behind the deli slicer. I am sitting with the one, the only, the Deli Guy.
Well, hello, how are you today? Thank you so much for having me.
I am so happy that we finally made this happen. We met, I think, in the spring, and I think it was love at first sight.
Yep, absolutely.
You're supposed to say it a little bit more passionately.
Absolutely.
There we go. How you doing? There we go.
How you doing?
Yeah. I thought it would be awesome to sit with you because we all see you on social media. We see your passion. We see your energy. And I just thought it would be like really fun to sort of get to know who Roger is. I mean, people may not even know that that's your first name.
Yep, that is correct. My first name. Now you're unveiling the Deli Guy's first name.
That's right.
For
So
the first time live.
Oh, well, I mean, come on. This is like an exclusive we got. This is an exclusive.
So my name is Roger Snowbush. I'm originally from, just a little bit of quick background, from North Bergen, New Jersey. Didn't know what I wanted to do out of school. Just started washing dishes at Houlihan's and Sea Caucus. They never moved me up the ladder. And then I said, you know what? I just moved on to restaurants and delis. And my goal was every 4 or 5 months to change the location, no matter how much I made, just to learn. At that time, I didn't want to go to school and wasn't sure about funding and stuff like that. Back then, when we were in high school, college wasn't as necessity as in the world today. So I chose the blue-collar route and learned everything on my own.
Well, it fits you very well.
Thank you.
But can we go into that a little bit?
Yeah,
So at what age you decide you don't want to go to college?
Yep.
You grow up in Bergen.
Yep.
Was your family like, were they big cooks in the house? Was food a thing for you? Was it like?
Well, I'm sure like everybody else, restaurants that are booming now, including my business, dinners to go, didn't exist. My mom cooked every night. Every meal we cooked, lunch, breakfast, dinner. My grandma's school was close to home. I used to run home every day. My mom had lunch for me every day at the table. Before I left for school, there was breakfast at the table every day. My dad worked 2 jobs to support the family. Excuse me. And then from there, when you graduate high school, just like some kids now, you're like, wow, the real world is here.
Yeah. Did you play sports in high school?
I just played ice hockey, nothing with high school. I know you're going to think I'm crazy. From high school, I used to have a daily news route. I used to clean buses up the street.
You would deliver the papers up and down
down the street.
Isn't it amazing they don't do that anymore?
I made $42 a week, and I kept it probably till after I was even graduated high school, and everybody laughed at me. I said, but hey, it's what it was easy.
So
money.
Working was in your genes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Was your mom, grandmother, were they Italian? Because a lot of what you cook here and you show, and you're like, this is my mother's recipe, right? I mean,
my mom's a mixed bag of tricks.
Yeah.
My dad's German. My mom is everything behind my business. from when I started. She was always in the kitchen with me. She does my books to this day. She's 84 years old. Nobody touching my money but Mom. She's the first one in the morning with me. Obviously, with her age, I get what I can, and then I understand her limitations, but she's trained everybody in my kitchen to do what we need to do.
That's insane. She does your books.
Yes.
Oh, my.
100%. No QuickBooks, no nothing.
She does it like old school, like
old
a
school,
ledger?
number 2 pen.
Whoa.
So,
pencil.
Yep.
Number 2 pen.
Nobody messes with her. She can tell, hey, something's going on, and then, a couple months later we'll realize maybe somebody's taking more than they should, or somebody is taking, and she would have to give me a heads up. Something's going on Thursday nights. And
no way.
Yeah, like we just had, unfortunately, I don't want to get into that, but we just did have somebody do that, and my mom told me 2 months ago, and I couldn't believe the person that was on that night would do that to me, and sure, it came to tuition.
What a gift for her, too, like at 84 to have her brain working like that. I mean, that's such a gift.
Yeah, she's sharp, real sharp. I mean, she does the time cards old school to a T.
So like, everybody has to punch in?
Everybody 100% punches in.
Do you punch in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one that gets lucky.
Yeah.
I don't have to punch in.
So you decide to work at delis every 6 months, you said, right?
Well, it really wasn't deli. So what happened was I used to work for a restaurant called Clam Casino in Fort Lee.
Okay.
Next to it, there was a place
Did
called...
they serve Clam's Casino?
Yes. So Mr. Carl Del Galli was fortunate. He hired me as a young man. I really didn't know what to do, but put me in the fire. And next door was a deli called Italian Deli next door. And Italian Kitchen it was called. And that's where I got a lot of my ideas from.
Yeah.
Mr. Carl Del Galli, awesome guy, showed me some stuff along the way. So I worked in the morning. I worked at his delicatessen, and then at night I would go to the restaurant. They had a fire, unfortunately, so I worked at the delicatessen there for a while, and I would drive to Tenafly, an hour in between, get off at 3, start work at 4 at a place called Circles Cafe to 11 o'clock at night. I worked every day from in the morning to nighttime. I used to pick up the bread in Arthur Avenue for Mr. Del Galli for his Italian Kitchen. I used to get there, grab a orange juice, get in the car, over to GW, down the river, pick up the bread, back, and work all day. 3 o'clock, grab something quick to eat, get in my car, drive down to the restaurant.
Oh,
so
my
I did
God.
that forever. And then how I came to Wyckoff was my first, I owned the first deli called Boulder Run Deli. It was called Larry's Boulder Run Deli. A chef I worked for, Joe, great guy, unbelievable talent. He said he was looking at this deli. Would I come look at for him? I had deli experience. It was beautiful. A couple months later, I was just getting frustrated. And I'm like, I think I can do this. And I said, you buying that deli in Wyckoff, New Jersey? And Wyckoff looks like country where I come from. I came from by the Lincoln Tunnel.
Okay.
And he says, I can't afford it. Went up there with my dad, my godfather, Mr. Serra, and walked in, seen it, beautiful. And my godfather looked at me, my dad, and said, you think you can make it happen here? You like this? I said, it's beautiful. I turned around, wrote the check, and they told me I owed them the money. So
how old were you at this point?
I was 21, 22.
Wow.
So did not know nothing about the business, learned on the job myself. A lot of things that I learned was basically from on-the-job training.
Did your mom start working for you then?
Yeah, right away.
Wow.
So once I opened my own business, Mom would come in the kitchen, help me in the kitchen. Business is not even close to what I'm doing now. It's very, very scarce, very,
like a couple sandwiches,
waiting
not
every
catering.
Day, waiting for the door to open, the phone to ring type of thing. And I was okay, but I didn't realize where I could take it to until I came here, and then it was just like game on. So
before we get into Parkwood, with all that schedule that you just rambled through, the Arthur Avenue, the 3 in the morning, the orange juice, the whole thing, how did you have time to have a social life? You didn't.
I didn't worry about that. My motto was to my friends and stuff, like people say, oh, you're working for that deli guy for only, $60 a day, just say. And it was not a lot of money. Yeah. And I would say to him, it's not you. What are you worried about? I'm learning a craft. And if I was home, I'd be out spending money. Or if at nighttime, if I didn't have the night job, I'd be out spending money. So my motto was, and I tell this to people that ask me all the time that are young like me, that want to try to be an entrepreneur. I even told my own son, the less hours that you don't have to fool around or to spend money, the more you're going to have. It could be $1, it could be $10.
Yeah.
And I think the world is caught up in, oh, that job's only going to pay me $60,000. Oh, that job's only going to pay me $15 an hour. Don't look at it like what you're making. Look at it, okay, if I make 15 and I don't spend $1, I got that 15 is solid.
Totally.
So my motto was, when I was a young boy in a paper route, I used to have a little box, and every week I made $42, like I said, or 38, 42.
Yeah.
It was singles. I put a couple, 20, 20, 20. And then when I would get to 100, my mom would put in the bank for me.
Yep.
And that's how I got to buy my first car by myself.
It's incredible. And in between, before we get to Parkwood, so when you bought Larry's Roundabout, is that what's called?
Larry's Boulder and Deli.
So in between, you buy Larry's. Is this like when you meet your wife? Like I'm just curious.
Yeah,
like,
so I met my wife through sales in Larry's Deli.
Yeah.
She came in, said, blah, 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 blah. I have this friend.
And were you like, hey, I'm a deli owner?
Yeah. At first, I don't. How do I don't like getting. I would want to find my own. Just say.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get set up because then one, the person setting you up obviously thinks her friend is the world.
Yes.
And two, if you don't want to put yourself in a position where like everybody that's out there with dating apps now, you show up and it's not who it really is.
Totally.
So it's very uncomfortable. So
yeah,
I would like to, with what business I was in and the person I had, I would date or find girls without using, a friend or something. But I told. True story. She said she played softball. My wife was a Division I athlete.
Wow.
She said my wife, she played softball. I'm like, okay, how about this? You tell me where she's playing, I'll show up. If I pick her out, then I'll take her out. So I showed up. She was okay, but who is it? I'm like, oh, the shortstop's hot. She said, bang, that's her. So there you go.
I love that. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's a true story.
I would hope so. Your wife's going to hopefully listen to this, and I mean, she's gonna be my background checker.
We can cut and paste that one. Absolutely not. That is 100% true. To this day, she's my world.
That's amazing. Well, you seem to be very, family, community, that's your spirit.
Yep,
you like 100%. It pours out of you.
Yep.
So so now we get to Park Wood Deli,
yep.
right? So what year do you buy this?
So we're going to put reverse for a second.
Yeah.
So after Boulder Run Deli, it was just sluggish. I got involved in a restaurant for like a year and a half. Didn't like it. It was partners. My dad was a big shot in the city.
And so you were having two things.
Yeah, so I had the deli, got rid of the deli, got in a restaurant for a little bit.
Okay.
Then I bought this at the same time because my dad was a VP of a company called Celltel in New York City. He was feeling, the pressure of, the young coming in. It was almost time for him to call it a day. And I said, let's just buy the location you and I are sitting in now, Park Wood Deli, and we'll just make it like a Krauser's or a 7-Eleven where we can just we can both grab a little bit of money. Something where him and my mom could just be involved with me.
Yeah.
Then I was at the restaurant, didn't like partners at the time. No, there's just not the gentleman, just the whole thing of being a partner.
Not your vibe.
Not my thing. Restaurant, wanted to have a family late at night, bar scene, all that kind of stuff. Found this location, got involved here. My dad came down with cancer. My mom couldn't be here as much as I needed her to, so I told these guys, you know what, let me just go there, put my thoughts into there. I didn't want to run too because I didn't want them to think that I was putting all my time into here.
Yeah.
So I got my share out of the restaurant, came here, and we made Parkwood what it is today.
So let's talk about Parkwood. Well, I keep saying before we talk about Parkwood, but your personality is Parkwood.
Yeah.
Was this always your personality when you had the other deli?
No. No, I would say as I grew older, I became more confident in what I did.
Yep.
When I was in Boulder Run Deli, I was kind of shy and probably, like I made a crudité my first time and I got reamed. I boiled the vegetables. So you got a crudité at your table.
Yes.
Now you look back and like, what do you look? I look at myself and say, yeah, you boiled the broccoli. You gave blanched broccoli, blanched cauliflower, and so you learn. So I did learn. Like I just said, a couple weeks ago, we did a video where mistakes happen. I'm not invincible. Just man up to them. I think if anybody out there, that whatever you do, if you make a mistake or if you bump somebody's car in a parking lot, leave a note or just come clean and it'll be a better world.
So before we get into the food of Parkwood, let's talk about the spirit of Parkwood because you have become a social media sensation.
Yep.
And it's because of you. And the energy you put into the deli, the energy that you put out into the world, that's to me is what I love. I love how you always sign off, be kind, have a beautiful day. It's super positive, and I feel like you understand that life is short.
Yep.
And you understand, like, we're here for a short time. That is, life is short. But you understand that, and you want to send people out this door and in this door with positivity. Am I right?
100%. I'm going to be 60 November 6th, and my dad died at 59. So to think that my wife and my boys would have to go on in life without you, it's tough.
Yeah.
So when you look in the mirror and you know that it's true what I just told you, I'm very fortunate to be busy as I am. I think there's people out there that are more fortunate than me. And why not be kind? Why not give? Why not? You don't have to give money. Just be kind. Just open the door for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can go on and on about how we can be kind, but to me, when I don't see that in my own boys, my wife preaches it to my boys. Like, I just think it's our world is the way it is because people aren't kind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Well, we have people coming in, there's something on the, lady has 2 bags in her hand. And if you're a young man, why don't you take one of the bags and open a door and bring it to a car for why?
Totally.
Where I was born, when I was growing up, I used to go to ShopRite and help people to the car, and they used to give me $1.
Yeah.
My mom used to say, "Where are you?" "Oh, I'm up at ShopRite." "How much you make?" $12.
Yeah.
But that's a form of doing the right thing.
Totally. And I think for people who are listening to this and who watch you on your TikToks and Instagram, some people may say that this is a persona. I am telling you, I have met you a couple times. You are the real deal.
Thank you.
I mean, it is not, it's the same way. You are as genuine. I try to be genuine when I do my stuff. You are 100% genuine, authentic, and you can feel it when you meet you in person. And for people who question that, I'm telling you, you are the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's no persona. I mean, if you're here every day, and I call it to people, I'm on the show every day.
Yes.
So, some people come in and say, "Oh, what's the matter? You're not cranked up." And I look at them like, I'm working now, but if, as you've seen, I could turn on in a second.
Yeah.
And obviously, we always talk to everybody. My motto is, if you come out of your way to meet me, you deserve 5 minutes of my time. And we always give you a T-shirt. And people say, some of my other friends in business, I give everybody a T-shirt. Well, you have people coming in from Australia and Florida.
I mean, think about that. A lot of your videos are like, which I love that you do, is you bring somebody, you're like, "What's your name?" And they're like, "I don't know, John." And you're like, "John, where are you from?" And they're like, "Ireland." And I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, some do get shy in the camera, but, they came here. So I would say to them, where you headed? Well, we were headed to New York City to see the Statue of Liberty, but we Googled it and you're so close. And I'm like, so you got dropped off at Newark. You were going to the New York City to stay for a beautiful weekend with your family, or whatever, your kids, to sightsee, and you chose Park Wood Deli out of all the things out there to see.
It's insane.
So if you don't think that you deserve 5 minutes of my time, and give you a T-shirt and take pictures and see if you want to. It's me, the Deli Guy. This guy came in. It's for me. Like, when I do have interviews like this or whatever, I just say, I make sandwiches. That's what I do. But for you guys to put me on this platform, like I'm on it today, like I told you before we started. I'm honored when Channel 12 comes in here and whatever it may be. Like, I just make sandwiches. So you guys make it easy for me to be kind and to be the Deli Guy.
Yeah. I mean, and I think what you do is you give people an experience.
Yeah.
It's not, that's what I'm saying. This is not just a deli.
Yep.
It's an experience. Your staff that's here, they're amazing. Yep. The way you do the roll call, like, let's talk about Roll Call Fridays.
Yep. So roll call, some of the things you do, I mean, as you see, you're in the same kind of thing as me with social media. You got to try and, for me, who I am, or whatever, however you want to call it, the Deli Guy, you got to diversify, just say, okay? So we use the word diversify. So how many times can I say, "It's me, the Deli Guy, I'm making a sandwich today"? How many sandwiches can you really make that you're going to say, "Wow, that looks good"? After a while, you're like, ugh.
Looks like the same sandwich,
the same sandwich, or the combination is not up to par, or whatever it may be. So, we bring people involved. That's a new thing we do. We ask people to come on that side of the counter with us. One of my new things we just started with my son the other day, and it just got me a very big job, is, I seen a guy with a Pella shirt on, and I'm like, "Hey, what's your name?" John. And I'm like, "Hey, John, you work for Pella?" "Yeah." I said, You mind getting on?" And he said, "Nope." I said, so my
Pella
son gets
Windows?
the phone. So next thing you know, I'm like, "Hey, I'm here with John. What can I get you a sandwich?" I said, "It's me, the Deli Guy, with a friend, John, from Pella Windows. He just walked in Park Wood Deli. Have you ever used Pella Windows before? They're the best." Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, the guy's calling a couple of days later, saying, you're this, you're this, you're this. And he give us, $50 holiday baskets coming. I mean, 50 holiday baskets coming for his clients. You know what I'm saying? So as much as the Deli Guy, the persona is crazy and that, it's still a business side where, the avenues that I have, if you hit one, you hit one. If not, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So now we open Park Wood Deli, and you're saying it was just sort of the concept at the time was just a little type of 7-Eleven store.
Yep.
So you were serving some sandwiches, no catering.
Yep.
So what made you go in the direction that it's in now? Because this is full blown.
Yeah.
This is sandwiches. This is salads. This is catering. This is pizzas. This is Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, we're here at Thanksgiving time, but this is dropping in January. But it is Thanksgiving all over the store. Yeah. Christmas, they said, turns into a Christmas miracle situation.
Yep. So basically, my motto is, The time of year, obviously, we do a lot of Thanksgiving dinners and we help a lot of families out. So the store transforms into it. But back in 1999, when we first started, I just wanted, I had my restaurant, like I told you. I just wanted to, have a couple extra bucks, and this was my passion. And I needed, I wanted to help my mom and dad out. My mom was with me from the beginning, 12 years before that at Boulder Run. And I'm like, it'd be cool to do something with them, let them get on the, on the ride. My dad, unfortunately, got very sick, and my mom had a care to him. So my tensions came here, and then I realized that, wow, now I'm the guy in the family. I have 2 sisters, Lucy and Lisa, are awesome. I have a great...
Younger sisters?
An older sister, Lucy, a younger sister, Lisa. 2 great brother-in-laws, Matt and Tim, awesome. When it's crazy busy, family comes running. You know what I'm saying? My sister is a big part of my Christmas basket business. She's off the chain.
I heard she makes all the baskets.
Yeah, she drives me crazy to the moon, but, she's still the world. And my older sister just, she just handles stuff at home with my mom, which is awesome, which is more important.
Yeah.
But, obviously her husband, Tim, is a unbelievable cook, during Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Matt, and who's my sister Lisa's husband, and Tim, they're in the kitchen grinding with me. And it means a lot, you know what I mean? It means, when you preach family, it's true family here.
Yes.
Everybody, am I the guts? Am I the, the pusher? But if you don't have those people, you don't have the horses to push with you, it's not easy.
No, you bring everyone with you.
Yeah.
Even your son Tyler is the one who reached out to me yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Tyler's the man. He's the one responsible for the social media platform. He's the one, during COVID, nobody's going to believe this out there. This is 100% true. I cannot email. I do not know how to use a computer. I don't want to use it.
For some reason, I do believe it.
And to be honest with you, now
let's just go back to your mother. If you're a mama's boy, which you are, if she's using a number 2 pencil for her for the bookkeeping, then I believe that you don't know how to do it.
100%. I don't. Now it's a thing where I'm being like, whatever word you want. Like, I don't want to learn that. Like now it's a thing where I surround myself with great people. My son is the leader of my social media platform. Everything goes through him. We're very, very kind off the chain. If you email me, Heather will get the email. She'll give me the email. If I have to email you, or all my invoices and everything go through email, not through me.
Yep.
I check it, and it goes. It's just one of those things now where it's a thing with all my friends and my buddies and people that know me. Like, there's no way that you are who you are and you can't email.
It's really remarkable, but that just shows you that you have an amazing team behind you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only as good as them.
Yeah.
I'm not. I am definitely the pusher. Definitely 100%. Somebody made a comment to me the other day, like you always push it to the limit. You always try and do something else. You always try. And until I lose that, like people say, how much longer do you have? You'll know. Your body will tell you. Like my body's starting to tell me, but I still have that drive.
No, it's not.
I think that I'm good until I don't have that drive anymore. In so many words, like I just told you, we just took another foundation up for the holiday season, which you can't get enough energy for that.
So I mean, and the smile that just came to your face because of it. So let's talk about your philanthropic work. I mean, you can see how passionate you are to help people.
Yep.
I mean, helping people on the daily. Like you said, someone flies in from internationally, you help them with an experience. But you're helping people in a philanthropic way, and I think that's what sets you apart also. So talk about the foundation that you were...
So for many years we'll start with the first one that we started doing during COVID, we felt that kids couldn't go see Santa Claus. So we brought Santa Claus here, set up a scene out in front of the store. The fire truck brings Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. My cousin Nicole becomes Jingles, and she greets every kid, and every kid gives a present to Santa. We have somebody taking pictures. So that started off, and that exploded, and we hold that one dear to our hearts to today.
So they would give a present to Santa?
For a kid in need.
Yes. That's amazing.
And then in return, we would have full-blown outside. We give away hot dogs, hamburgers, Zeppelis, a hot cider, and we give away a Christmas commemorative T-shirt. So
That's
every year
awesome.
it changes.
Yeah.
So even though we're asking you to give a present, I feel that, we owe you something. You know what I'm saying? So in return, we try and make it, the full-blown Christmas music being played by a DJ outside. The roads closed down. It's cold. It's awesome. It's just crazy.
That's so fun. Yeah.
And then we just...
and everyone feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The J Foundation, we just come up with that. Who Mr. Coughlin, that's his foundation, who was the head coach of the New York Giants. So we just got involved in that in the last 5 or 6 months. We did a little fundraiser for them, and we handed them a little bit of a check.
What does the J Foundation do?
That's it helps kids with leukemia.
Okay.
Whatever they may need. You know, it could be food, it could be something for their home, could be help pay their bills, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of getting involved in them. I'm learning more and more as we go on.
Sure.
But the gist of it is, when you see these little kids that have this situation, and that day they came in my own store. I can't hold it together for anything. I don't know how I held it together for Giuseppe, but when this kid grabbed me, I'm like, I didn't want to let him go. We made a pizza with him that day, blah, blah, blah. So when I got to talk to some people that were coming in at night that were head of the organization, I said, just give me a little bit more. They said, like, they struggle with, Thanksgiving dinner. They struggle with Christmas, and they struggle with this. I said, well, Thanksgiving dinner, everybody should have a meal. I said, well, if you have 4 or 5 families that need food, send them an email, and we will 100% have their dinner. When we got that list, this little boy that's hugged me, his name was on that list. So it made me happy that I met one, but also I'm taking care of somebody that I met.
Yes.
So that means a lot to me. I don't mind doing fundraising and everything, but I just don't want to put my money or my friends who help me support something out there when I don't know where it goes.
Yeah.
So if I'm getting involved, I physically want to see what's going on. I want to have that
personal
smile.
Yes.
I want to have that smile or the tear driving home that night.
Yes.
Or sharing it with you.
Yes.
Who became friends with me or somebody. Yeah. And if I say to you, Hyde, I need your help with this, you'll be like, wow, if he needs my help, what is he going to conquer?
Totally.
So we're getting, Boar's Head is a big part of my business.
We love our Boar's Head.
Yeah, they're awesome. Matt, 5M's Provision is off the chain. He just became my guy like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even less than that. But everything that I want to do, he's there for me. Boar's Head Corporate, they're being very, very helpful at everything. And this one foundation that we're doing on the 12th.
Of December.
Yep, which is this year. They're going to be involved with me on that, which whatever monetary way they can.
Yeah.
But to explain to people, the first hour or so, we collect presents for kids in need.
Yeah. On
the back end, I'm changing this year. We're going to have whatever the foundation gives me. If it's 10 kids, 100 kids, 50 kids, I think it's going to be around 75 to 100 kids. That boy or girl has to come here that night, and we will have a present that they've told Santa that they needed.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so that gives me energy.
I have chills from that because that's going to be a moving.
Yeah, so this little boy, Giuseppe, well, I keep saying his name, but he's the one that really grabbed my heart and gave me the hug. He'll be here that night with a bunch of his friends who have this, this brutal disease that, we can't control. You and I can't control what our future brings. So to our point, if my platform and my friends, who I don't reach out to a lot, but when I do, this gets better and better.
It's amazing.
Yep.
I mean, and that's what's amazing. Like I said, we're sitting here, and it's a deli. Yep, that's it. Right? But it's so much more.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. When people say, "What do you do?" I make sandwiches for a living. You know what I mean? I don't create no cure drug or nothing like that. But I tell people all the time, if you're kind and you just help somebody in the littlest manner, you have no idea what that can change somebody. The phone rings every day, and if I can record every day, people call. Is this the Deli Guy? Yeah, it's me. I just love what you do, blah, blah, blah. Can I send you a check? What can I do? And, I could be like every other business out there, which we hope aren't out there, but okay, goodbye, boom, know. But, as much as it's hard. I'm not telling you it's easy because you got a lot going on around you. Hey, what's your name? George from Georgia. Nice to meet you, George. What's going on, buddy? Not much. I just like what you do. If one of their families was sick or something like that, and they're like, I just watch you, I follow you, and I think you're a great guy. I'm going to send this or I'm going to do this, stuff like that.
So let's talk about the food for a second. So what is your favorite? You're always slicing and dicing back there. What is your favorite sandwich that you make? What's the number one seller? Let's talk about that.
So
is it the Bronx Bomber?
It's funny you say that. Everybody asks me the same question.
Yeah, I'm curious.
So it's hard. Me, I'm open. I really like, I don't want to say everything. Obviously, I do like everything that's here. But just a really basic Italian hero. Like you might see some of my videos where I go out into a deli, and I want to see how they perform. They're teaching me. Hey, how you doing today? Okay, great. Just by the conversation over the counter, I might learn something. Just by how they ring me out, I might learn something.
Yeah.
How they make my sandwich, and I'll always get the same thing. I'll have Italian hero. And then I might challenge that person. Say, hey, can you put hot peppers? To see how he turns around. Does he say, yeah? Or does he say, absolutely, sir, I'll get that for you?
Yes.
Because you're going to get me both ways. Sometimes I might be busy and I might say, yeah, and I might start singing that McDonald's special orders don't upset us. You're like telling the guy in so many words, okay, buddy, let's go.
Yeah.
There's 100 people here. Or there might be that guy showed me in another store that I went to, absolutely, man, yeah, I'll get those hot peppers on there for you. And, which we all would want to say 100% of the times. But, and me, like I told you before, it's okay to be honest. You ain't that all the time.
Yes.
But try and catch yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that guy leave here with a bad experience.
Right.
But I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Listen, we all have bad days.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I try to every day, and it's hard. You're 7 days a week, 100 hours a week to have that, persona. But I'll be honest with you, with my son here now, and I preach to my help to do that. It's hard for me not to do that because I'm telling everybody to do that. If I don't do it,
well, you're the leader.
Yeah,
you're the role model.
You're the leader
that's
of the band,
it. Yeah.
And you got to show them.
Yep.
So like a new thing now we have here is like, so say a lady comes in and you'll be like, she gets the sandwich, and I'm like, so on the ticket is the person's name, so I know your name.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, we'll just use Joe.
Yeah.
So Joe orders a sandwich, I put it up, and I'll be like, he's ready to get rung out in front. I'm like, hey, Joe. And the guy turns around. You have a great day. Thanks for coming in. And then somebody has to back me up.
Yeah.
So one of my other guys got to say, hey, Joe, it's cold out there today. Stay warm.
That's so nice.
So you follow. So that's, and I'm giving
Joe walks out a happy guy.
He walks through that door saying,
yeah, what a
wow,
nice.
how do you know my name? Which you gave me your name.
Yep.
You gave it to the girl.
Yep.
Right? So the guy's like, wow, maybe the deli guy remembered me. And I'm being honest, I'm horrible with names, but that ticket showed me his name. Like sometimes the girls who's very experienced ones will put up just an Italian hero because she knows in front who it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll say, I want the guy's name.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I want to say, hey, Rob, hey, Joe,
yeah.
hey, Giuseppe, who gets, ketchup on Italian hero, just say. And I'll be like,
totally,
who's Anthony?
Yeah.
Anthony, with this name, why are you putting ketchup on Italian hero? Well,
I hope nobody really puts ketchup on an Italian
hero.
hero.
One the other day, but something like that.
Yeah.
In fact, and you're like, Anthony, I'm in business 30 years. I haven't made this. He goes, well, you should try it. Okay, Anthony, you got your ketchup.
Yeah.
Good luck. You know what I mean?
Anthony walks out. He walks out, and he's just like he's probably a little pep in his step.
It's just like you do when you go to places.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to remember everybody's name. But the trick is, and people don't realize, you're giving me your name when you order your sandwich.
Yeah.
So in necessity, you're helping me out.
Correct.
My girls are helping me out.
Yeah.
Loading the gun.
I like that. So, like I said, you do Roll Call Fridays as a social media thing, but I was here for one.
Yep.
And so, like, Fridays is your big dinner night when you're showing everybody what you can pick up. Is that what?
Yeah, so Friday, to my point before, you try and change it up. So roll call came around of, one,
go Yankees.
Giving people a shout out, go Yankees, giving people a shout out, giving my business a shout out, letting them know that Thanksgiving dinners are coming, letting them know that Christmas baskets are available. So it's indirectly but direct way. One, to show you what our specials are today.
Yep.
Two, to let the deli guy be a little wacko and crazy, and and the store freezes and everybody takes out their phone.
Yep.
And people ask what time is roll call. I say 11 o'clock, and you got people waiting.
Yeah.
And the food might not change as crazy as people think. Like sometimes you might see some stuff that is like I said before, you're going to be redundant because how much can you do?
Totally.
But it's not about. It is about the specials and what we have, but it's about what are we targeting? What are we targeting this week? What are we? Is it about the J Fund that we did? Is it about Giuseppe that we met? Is it about me meeting you and doing a great podcast? Is it me thanking somebody out there for being kind to somebody? It just lets people know that you're human, but my platform gets the message out there.
Well, I think the way you sign off, again, I keep saying this, but the way you sign off, and I think that sets people up for a nice weekend.
Yeah.
And that's be kind, have a beautiful day. To me, that's what I always hear. I don't know. I could say, I think he said chicken cutlets, but to me, at the end, I'm like, I love that. That's what melts my heart. Right. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I think that's what's nice.
We try and try and mix it up. You'll see, wear a silly hat sometime or whatever it may be. I'll go to the pizza section sometime. It's definitely like it'll start like in the morning when I get at 4:35. I'm gonna say, okay, what am I gonna do today? Either change somebody or Park would come across in a cool manner. You follow? Like this week, a friend of mine owns. He's the president of Peerless Boilers. All across the world.
Yeah.
He's in my store 30-something years, and I was just like, Friday morning, I'm taking care of him. He's the first one in, the kindest guy, Mr. Pete Morgan. And I'm like, you know what? Pete, I never, go get me a baseball hat, something from your car. I never gave you
Yeah.
a shout out. I mean, it's like, come on. I'm like, no, come on. I want to do it. You know
Listen,
what I mean?
you have a huge audience. It's
Right.
very nice of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, then I did it, and he came back the next day. He goes, just appreciative. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not that the business, trust me, that business does not need
I get
the
it.
little deli
It's
guy.
just, but it's relationships.
Yes,
It's relationships.
100%.
So, we could talk about the food all day, but to me, why I wanted to sit with you is to learn more about you. And like I said, I think you were just the nicest. Looking back from throwing papers on people's driveways and helping people with their bags and, working every 6 months at a different restaurant and that crazy schedule you had when you were in your early 20s, how do you reflect back to all of that to where you are today?
Great question. I always reflect how I was brought up, how my dad worked 2 jobs, how my mom, they had a nursery in front of our house, to help make ends meet, make grave blankets and sold. And my mom did that on the holidays through my grandfather. And, the drive of working hard. Now I live in a beautiful house in Bergen County. I drive a nice car. I don't do drugs. I don't do my this is my juice. This is my addict. This is me. This is.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do 100% look back. I tell my kids, we never had filet mignon on our table. We never had shrimp.
Yeah.
Those things didn't come.
Yeah.
The fish guy came in front. My mom maybe bought flounder for
Yes.
us. So I'm very fortunate. I think, wow, where I live and what I have and easy to make ends meet, and you hear these guys that are out of school making big money right away, and you look back, hey, that's not the road I took, but I'm happy with the road I took.
Yeah.
Would I do anything different? No, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Would I want my kids to try and do something different? Absolutely, because I don't want them to have to work like they see now where we are in life.
Yeah.
But early on, the first 10, 15 years, it wasn't as like this.
Sure.
I would like them to have an easier path, enjoy Saturdays and Sundays off, get off at 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
If you want a sick day, you're getting paid for your sick day. All of those kind of things that we all wish we had that job.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yep.
Which I have
It's
no
definitely not
problem.
you, yeah.
But Tyler, who you had met,
Yeah.
he's figuring out what he wants to do in life. If this is his path, great.
Yep.
But I would hope that he chooses something that his passion is.
Sure.
Is his passion food? We don't know. It's
Yeah.
too soon.
Yeah.
My other son in college, is this his passion? We don't know. But everybody out there has a line, which way they're going to go. And whatever way they pick, if that's the way they pick it, awesome.
Yep.
Go get it.
Yep.
And I tell my son, the garbage guy comes at 6 o'clock in the morning. Great guy, Rob and his crew. They come in. I treat them to a breakfast, whatever they want, or they take my garbage. And I say to my son, he's happy doing that.
Yeah.
That's a great job for him.
Yep.
Wherever he framed for. And he's got benefits. He's got a 401k.
Yes.
And he's got a nice salary. So people look down on people, and I look at them and say, why?
Yeah.
That's what he chose to do.
Yeah.
And when I was
It's such a good perspective.
you know, and I say to people, when I was out, your question before, and I should have
Yeah.
gave you this, when people say, when I used to meet somebody, I'd say, what do you do for life? I just work at a deli. I slice bologna for a living. They didn't have to know that I had a beautiful home in Bergen County.
Yes.
What I had.
You downplayed it.
Yeah, I'm not no banker.
Yeah.
She was a beautiful girl, wherever I met her, or whatever it may be. This is who you're getting.
Yeah.
You're not getting no guy that's getting a suit and tie on.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that was me.
Yeah.
And my wife now, she'll tell you this. The first, after a couple of dates, we drove to my home and we drove down the street. And I'm like, what about this house? It was mine.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's okay. It's nice. And the garage door open, it's mine.
Yeah.
But, you are. I have great friends that have a lot of money, and I have great friends that don't have a lot of money,
Yep.
and I have great friends that are in the middle of the road. To me, they're all equal.
They should be equal.
Yes, and
it's not what defines you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you might have hit a home run.
Yeah.
I might have hit the double. He might have hit the single. He might have hit the grand slam.
Yep.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm still picking up a bar check like you are. I'm still taking you out to
You're
dinner.
part
and-
of a team.
Yes.
Yes. I will say it is nice sometimes when you do your videos and you are, you don't do them very often, but when you go somewhere else
Yes.
and you're, not in your Deli Guy hat, but you are like, there was one where you were out for a nice dinner, I think, with your boys, maybe
Yep.
your son.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking? I think you were at the 130 Club.
Yeah. They're clowns when it comes to that.
But it was nice to see, that it's not just you being at a restaurant. It was just nice to see that you got to take the time,
Yep.
take a deep breath, enjoy a nice meal, And it sort of like, for me, allows you to reflect on this, you
Yeah,
know, like say
100%.
everything you're saying, just you deserve that.
Yeah,
You know?
both my boys, class clowns.
I was one too. Yeah.
You know, they
Not a bad thing, boys.
They feed off the Deli Guy, you know,
Yeah.
and they, you know, they call themselves the Bagel Boys, and they think they know everything. And when we're out to eat, you know, stuff like that, you know, the older one that
Yeah.
harasses the other one. You know, what do you think of that? You know, with the phone in
Yeah,
his face,
yeah, yeah.
he's like, you know,
That's my kids all the time, yeah.
constantly. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And sometimes I gotta say, come on, can we just have a nice night?
Totally.
You know, I definitely don't have a problem with them, my older son, doing that, because to your point, it shows, you know, we're out having a good time. And,
Yes.
you know, if we don't like what's going on, we don't have to video that. We don't have to respect
Correct.
that, or, you know, just be smart, be kind.
Yes.
You know, like I have a big thing. I think white manor is iconic.
Yes.
I think they're iconic.
They
And
are
I
iconic.
And I
yeah.
respect what they got going on. I know what kind of numbers they do, because
Yeah.
we share the same meat guy. And my one son is a healthy eater, the one that you know.
Yep.
He's very healthy. He's very into jiu-jitsu and the body.
Yeah.
And he thinks that that's not up to par, just say. And he lets me know, and I'm like, well, you're wrong there.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like it, the guy got to line out the door every day.
Yeah.
You know, so understand, we have to respect what he does and understand, I like it.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. Let's talk about the future. Do you have a goal in mind? Is there
100%. I think everybody needs to have a goal. I think you have to understand where you are in life. I think you have to understand where you think, how do I say it? Where do you think, like I said to you before, even though you gave me that look, my body's telling me, you know, like both my knees are shot. I've been doing this since I'm 21, so now I'm going to be 60 next month. And I know, you know, do I get up I call it the game every day? 100%. Do I love the ride run? 100%. But I know I want to go out on top, and I don't want to be doing this when I'm 69 years old and 70 and saying,
Yeah.
you know,
Grind-
it's me,
slice of the
Deli
meat.
Guy. You know, me, I think I just want to
Yeah.
go off in the sunset. You know, my son's in college now. My goal is, you know, another, 5 years, give or take, probably be more.
Yeah.
Get my business in order to unload it, and then just, you know, I'll be the landlord, and what do I want to do? I want to I tell my wife all the time, you know, she likes the shore. I'll go down the shore. I'll get a bagel store, a breakfast place, open up from 5 to 12, lock the door at 12, and go to the beach.
I
You know,
love that.
I don't need to want to have that money.
Yeah.
I don't want to need to be demanded that I got to work 7 days.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll close Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and I'll probably be busy down on the street because I'm not giving them a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know, when you structure your business, when you open it, this business was structured 7 days. So if I had to open again, I would probably pick a day, and I would never take that away from my customers now.
Yeah.
So 7 days would be the Sunday would be the day, but Sunday all new people are in here, and everybody closes.
Yeah.
So I'm the attraction.
Yes,
You follow?
yes, I
So
follow.
if you want to close, thank you. You want to
Yeah.
close, thank you. I don't want to close because I don't want to give you a shot to get my customer.
Yeah.
Do I believe in my customers? Yes. But say the guy comes to the door and he's going to a Giant game down 17. He says, hey, let me go down the street. I'll get 2 Italian heroes there. And he liked it.
Yeah.
And
Th-
maybe
that
the
is-
guy hit him nice. Maybe it was a beautiful
Yeah.
girl behind the counter. Whatever it may be. Maybe it was cheaper. Maybe it was more expensive. Who
Yeah.
knows? I'm not giving you an opportunity.
Yes.
And if you want to come next door
So
to me,
smart.
I'm gonna drown you and till you can't
Yeah.
deal with me anymore.
That's
like
awesome.
people say, oh, what happens if this guy opens down the street? Great, go
Yeah.
get it. He ain't gonna work 7 days a week. He ain't gonna get there 4:30 in the morning. He ain't gonna give the service I got. He
Yep.
ain't gonna give the food I got. And he doesn't have, how do you say it? The foundation of being successful for a long time, where you don't have to worry about paying those bills. Or you don't have
Correct.
to worry about the door opening.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to, I always tell people, location, 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 but find the right one for you.
Totally.
You know.
And it sounds like when I say about your goal, with what you answered, it's you want to dictate what
Yes,
happens.
100%.
Yeah.
I have
And
too many
I think
friends
that's
that,
great.
like I went to the doctor a month and a half ago. My wife is, thank God, she's on me for my health and stuff. And the guy says, you need a new knee,
Yeah.
And I'm like, when? And he goes, you're going to tell me when.
Yeah.
He goes, I could do it now, or you're going to be in pain one day and you're going to say, I have to do it.
Yeah.
When he told me I need 3 months off, I looked at my wife. She knew that wasn't happening.
No, you can't do it.
So
I
what
know.
are we doing now? We're just nursing the knee. We're just figuring it out.
Yeah.
Do I still go to the gym? Yes. I don't do nothing with my legs, but I know I'm going to need it.
Yeah.
So me to you, I'm trying to get to those 5 or 6 years with what I have now.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, because I know what I deal with every day. But that's my body telling me
Yeah.
every day, opening the door at 5 o'clock, picking up the bagels at 4:45, opening up the door at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And I want to, it'll be a sad day.
Yeah.
But I want to go where the store's packed and I hand the keys over to whoever.
Yep.
And
Could be someone who works here.
Yeah, and I hope it is. I hope
Yeah.
I can make somebody that the dream that they wanted.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't want to, where you find me behind the counter. And, oh, man, that's sad. Roger died at 72 and had a heart attack in the kitchen, and there's no more around. He was a great guy. You know what I mean?
We need to start singing My Way.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And I think...
And there's only one Deli Guy.
There is only
You
one
know what
Deli
I'm
Guy.
saying?
That's patented, too.
That's
so
right. Good. Oh, that's good. I wouldn't take it.
No, I'm just
I'm
saying.
not going to. Could you imagine if I said, hi, this is how you do that?
That's what I would.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, if you ask me, hi, my son's a sophomore at BC. 2-3 years, he gets out of there. We take care of that. 2 years of comfortable, making sure we're all lined up.
Yeah.
And that puts me at 65. And I think God gave me a great run. You know what I mean? A great run. And I think
gave you a great run.
Somebody gave me a great line. And if you think about this, everybody out there can think about this, and it's true what I say. Because the more you're going to get in your car, you're going to think about what I say. You're going to go on that roller coaster. And we all started at 0.
Yep.
1 year, 2 years. And we became, as old as we want to be. But at 50, everybody usually gets to 50.
Yeah.
But once the roller coaster makes that turn, how many get to 100?
Yes.
So what's our number? What's your number? What's my number? The guy upstairs knows. Is it 52? Is it 53?
Yeah.
Is it 70? Is it 80? Is it 90? Is it 100?
Yeah.
So we're over that hump now. I'm at 60, right?
Yeah.
So do you live to 80? I would love to. Do I live to 90? You would love to. But chances are I can't do what I am at 70, 75.
Yeah.
So understand that and be proud where you are, and people
and enjoy your life.
Yes, and people get caught up. My wife deserves that.
Yeah.
People get caught up in money and stuff. Well, it'll figure itself out.
It's just money and stuff.
Yes. Will we be able to go to Capitol Grill once or twice a month? Probably not, but it's okay. We had a great ride.
Very okay. Yeah.
We had a great ride.
Yeah.
So, and she understands that. This year, 2024, 25, coming down the stairs like the 23rd, coming to a bear here. And I just stopped halfway through the stairs, and I just turned around to her and I says, I don't know how much longer.
Yeah.
So that was last year's Christmas, so I know what's coming. Thanksgiving, it's awesome. It's crazy. It's a rush that I can't explain to you.
Yeah.
As an owner, you get in that zone, and you are a different person sometimes in the room back there.
Totally.
But everybody knows, and, my wife, my son, it's the only way it's going to get done.
Yeah.
It's the only way. And if you're out there and you're in the business that I am, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When the tickets go up and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's game on now. And then when Christmas comes, it's 4 times that amount.
Yep.
And you're proud, you're honored, you're everything that people letting you have your food on their table.
Yeah.
But also knowing that it's tough.
It's
tough.
Well, again, seeing what's going on here for Thanksgiving, it's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Are you closed on Christmas Day?
The only day we close every year is Christmas Day. Christmas Day, I just get up, put my pajamas on, have a beautiful morning with my family. I have breakfast one time a year at home, and that's the day. And then,
What's the breakfast?
Whatever. My wife makes everything, whatever we want. She has 3 boys.
Yeah. A lot of food.
I want, they want pancakes. I want, my mom used to make biscuits.
Yeah.
So I forced my wife to make them.
That's cute.
Some things, traditions that I had grown up, we hold to this day, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of family. We host Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at my house. And Santa Claus arrives, with a bag of presents for everybody.
It's amazing.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Pound, here comes Santa Claus. Do that because I just think that why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's big. But the traditions are, Sunday, and then after I'm done there, I take all the garbage. I come here, make sure my store is okay. I still put here, make a couple things for home, and just take some ice, go home, and enjoy the rest of the day with my family.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
But it's awesome. Definitely did not realize I would be here today.
Yeah.
And I'll give you one more thing that you can add, and don't clip this out. My lease was up in Boulder Run, and I had to go to a meeting. So my dad says, you want to go with me? Nope. It's one of these things where your parents are putting you in a place to learn.
Yep.
So I go in this Mr. Kemian's office, and he sits at the end of the table, I sit next to him. And I still find this very disrespectful. He says, you sit all the way down at the end of the table. So I was like, wow, this is intimidating,
Yeah.
So I was in my young mid-20s. I sat down at the end of the table, and he was It wasn't a 10-foot table. It was like a 30-foot table. And, you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
And I asked for a new lease, and he told me he was going to raise my lease, and I tried to put up a bargain, but the deal was a deal. And fast forward, 20-something years later, 25 years later, in that same shopping center at my deli, I was thinking about maybe doing something with ice cream. So I said, you know what? It's very close to my house. It's close to here. I'm like, you know what? It'd be great to get something like that. Maybe put my wife and a friend, and we need it in town where we live. So I called him. His name is David Akimian, and I said, can you please get back to me? It's Roger Snowbush. I rented from you, blah, 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 blah. And now I give him all the respect in the world, tenfold what I just said. He got on the phone. He said, Roger, I want to be honest with you. You should be proud of yourself. I never, ever thought that you would make it. And that's why I was heading to give you a lease.
Wow.
He said, so if you're still in business and you want a store in my shopping center, I have all the respect for you. You know, just, you know, this is what it is. And we talked business. And at the end, I said, Mr. Kimian, I just want to share the story with you. The first time that we had we over the phone a lot. I said, I want to be honest with you. I kind of a little disrespected you a little bit to the way you put me at the end of the table. I was a young man, blah, blah, blah. And he said, nope, I was just teaching you along the way. And he goes, and I'm honored that you called me back to rent there, and I'm honored that you're still doing very good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a true, and to this day, goes back to what I tell you.
Yeah.
Be kind. You know, he could have came and said, listen, young man, sit here.
Yep.
You know, and he could have sat next to me, and he could have nurtured me a little bit and showed me a little ropes. He still could have been firm.
Yep.
But, you know, that was his way of teaching me.
Yeah.
You know, which is okay. Everybody has their own way.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm like exhausted, but we're newer friends. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to know you, honestly. Like, it is an honor.
Thank you.
I enjoyed being with you. I enjoyed talking to you, and I really enjoy watching you because I know the passion is real.
Yep.
And I am excited for you.
Thank you.
To see where everything goes. And I will say this, like I said in the beginning, this drops in the beginning. You're my first drop of 2026.
2026.
So I'm wishing you a happy and healthy new year.
Thank you very much.
That's right, Knuckle.
Lots of luck to what you do.
Thank you. But I hope for 2026 it brings you a lot of joy. Yeah. I know it will. A lot of health, a lot of happiness.
We'll see what comes in both our platforms.
Amen,
right?
brother. Amen.
But it's out there for everybody, you know. It's the easiest recipe. Work hard, and good things will come to you. It doesn't matter what you do. I share with the garbage man. It doesn't matter what you do. And if you don't know, just learn it, you know? Yeah.
And that's why, for everyone listening, the Park Wood Deli is so much more than a deli.
Thank you.
A sandwich is just a sandwich. This is a whole other level. It really is. I mean, it really is. I mean, you speak beautifully and with purpose, and I think that's amazing.
I mean, I go around on Sundays, and I try and learn and talk to people. I don't reveal who I am unless they figure it out, and I just, I'm just learning from them. There's something that you're going to teach me, even though you don't think you are, when I go to your store, and I'll teach you.
Yes.
Because that door opens, and you see the store opening.
Yes.
It doesn't give anybody that have to open that door. They want to open that door.
Let's just talk about, and we'll end here, of what's happening here. I just turned my head, and there's like all these little kids here. It's the cutest thing in the entire world.
So I'm between a couple of schools.
Yeah.
But as the kids get older, the parents say, this is their thing is to finally come here without a parent.
Oh my God, it's awesome! I love it.
They all come in for a slice of pizza
That's so
or candy.
Cute. That's so cute.
Yep. So the gap is in the morning breakfast, then we do school lunches.
Yeah.
And then we do our main thing is lunches here at the deli.
Yeah.
Then we have the kids from school.
Yeah.
Then we have our dinner business and pizza business. And then the next morning we turn back in.
Oh my God. Okay. So anyway, so Roger. I can't even call you Roger. I'm like, Roger.
Deli Guy.
The Deli Guy. Thank you so much for sitting with me. I love spending time with you. You are special, and you're the man. Honestly, I love you. You're awesome, and all good things for 2026.
Yep, and like I said, this is the second time I met you, really. Met numerous times. I follow you. I think you're awesome, too. I think what you do for people is off the chain.
Thank you.
I think your purpose is correct, and I think that there's more people out there that can be like we are, and they should be out there like we are, and if I ever can do for anybody out there, if you're in my field, email me, no problem.
We're like family.
Yes, and I know, if I need you, I call you, you'll be there for me.
I am here, always and forever.
And I appreciate it.
Thank you,
nice
you
to meet
too.
You. Can I give you a kiss on
Yes, of course. Mwah. If you are hearing this message, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm truly grateful for you and this opportunity. The purpose of the Behind the Counter podcast is to bring food, people, and community together. I hope you'll return for more episodes and explore with me. I want to personally thank Fran Linnell of Design 68 for my amazing Behind the Counter podcast logo, and Travis Lohenberg for my awesome Behind the Counter music, and all the guests that take their time to sit and talk with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you hear your podcasts. If you'd like to support the Behind the Counter podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends and family, and you can follow me on Instagram at Heidi Blum. If you have any feedback or stories that you want to share, you can email me at foodsarbtc@gmail.com.